Welcome to a special edition of This Big Story. I'm Haryanto Diman. Now remember, you can subscribe to the Straits Times channel so you never miss a single episode. Now these news just in, Singapore should be prepared for a second wave of COVID-19 infections and continue to stay vigilant even as the number of community cases remains low. That's the message from Health Minister and co-chair of the COVID-19 Multi-Ministry Task Force, Gan Kim Yong. The number of community cases averaged 12 per day last week, similar to the figures in the first week of July. This is despite the fact that testing of individuals with symptoms of acute respiratory infection has been scaled up significantly, with about 2,400 such cases now tested a day on average. About half of the community cases over the past 2 weeks have been unlinked, with a large proportion coming from the construction sector. Meanwhile, the task force will adjust border controls given the resurgence of cases around Asia. This will affect travellers entering Singapore with recent travel history, including transit to Japan, Hong Kong and the Australian state of Victoria. From this coming Monday, July 20th, anyone who's been to these 3 places within the last 14 days will have to serve their stay-home notice at dedicated facilities instead of their own homes. They will also need to undergo a COVID-19 test before the end of their SHN, as is the current requirement. Now, all travellers who left Singapore from March 27th, despite the prevailing travel advisory, must pay for their stay at dedicated SHN facilities. This also applies to those who are not Singapore citizens and permanent residents. The testing and clearing of foreign workers staying in dormitories have now entered the final phase. As of July 16th, around 232,000 workers have either recovered or have been tested to be free of the virus. That leaves some 90,000 workers who have yet to be tested and cleared. While good progress has been made, the number of daily cases from the dorms is expected to remain high in the coming weeks. That's because the workers in the final group come from dorms with higher prevalence of COVID-19 cases. Since Monday, the average daily number has increased to 284 compared to 192 since the start of July. Testing of all workers is expected to be completed by the middle of next month. The task force also gave an update on the situation at the Tampines HDB block linked to known COVID-19 clusters. Director of Medical Services Associate Professor Kenneth Mark said today that a total of 123 people who live in or visited Block 111 Tampines Street 11 underwent PCR tests and all were tested negative. 152 residents and 25 visitors were contacted after COVID-19 cases were confirmed at the block last month. All 58 households living in the same section of the block that share common lift, lobby and stairwell with the confirmed cases have been placed on active phone surveillance. Mr. Gan noted as well that the task force's work will continue even if the cabinet is reshuffled, something that is expected in the near future post-GE 2020. Now you can visit straitstimes.com for more stories from today's press conference. You can also watch the full conference on our YouTube channel later tonight. Remember to once again subscribe by hitting the red button below. I'm Haryanto Diman. Have a good night.